It's the home of the British Grand Prix, it's the birthplace of the Formula One World Championship, and now, in 2020, it's the start of an all-new competition between nations. Welcome to Silverstone, and the first Home Nations Cup. A competition, as the name suggests, between nations. And what better contest than the old sporting rivals, Australia versus England. The Ashes might have to wait out on the cricket pitch, but the rivalry is just as strong, even in the virtual world. The format? 4 drivers per squad and 2 10-minute races. Points for our top 6 from 10, 6, 4, 3, 2 and 1. 2 bonus points for pole position and a point for fastest lap. And the cars. Every round is a new challenge. This week, it seems fitting at the home of the British Grand Prix that our drivers will represent their nations aboard the mighty fast, if mighty tricky, Formula Renault 3.5 V8 powered open wheeler. Our first test was qualifying though, and it was Team UK who took the honours of the first Home Nations Cup pole position. And it was Motorsport UK Academy driver Sandy Mitchell who claimed the first 2 points.
Thanks very much. Yeah, it was a good lap. Just managed to piece it together quite well, and I think it's difficult for everyone. I don't think in general most people aren't used to this car, and it's a pretty challenging car to drive, but it's definitely making it good fun.
So here's how they'll line up for the first race, and these are the drivers. It's a lockout from Team UK with real-world Blancpain endurance driver Mitchell on pole, and alongside him GT Masters racer Will Tregurtha. Carrera Cup Asia driver Jonathan Hoggard P3 and Blancpain endurance driver Ricky Collard P4. P5 is the first Team Australia driver Lockie Hughes, a former Motorsport Australia Young Driver of the Year and Star Carter. P6, a familiar surname, Sam Brabham, has actually jumped passports and will represent Australia, despite being born in the UK. The third generation Brabham, now based in Australia, racing out of the Motum simulation facilities. P7 is Formula 4 race winner and S5000 youngster Antonio Astuti, and P8 for Motum simulation engineer James Owen, representing our esports discipline driver. He'll also be based out of the Motum motion simulators. Coming to the end of the formation lap now, Sandy Mitchell leading the field away from pole, and soon he will put his foot down on the loud pedal and lead them away down the home straight, and we'll have the first round of the Home Nations Cup underway. Here they go now, about to cross the control line, and they're away and racing in the first round at Silverstone of the Home Nations Cup through the first turn, but it's already gone wrong. Sandy Mitchell's already had a spin. It's causing chaos down at the first turn. Cars through the gravel. Sandy Mitchell backwards. Australia now pouncing. Only one. It's Tregurtha in the lead now. The gap is very small. They're attacking the back of him, struggling through this first section of corners. They just to the first lap of this race. From a rolling start, you wouldn't expect to. And we've had another Australian off in the background. It's James Owen through the gravel. He's hit the tyre barriers. Action-packed start to this first race.
Don't do that, Lockie. You scared me there.
Antonio Astuti relaying his vision of this first lap. An action-packed first lap it is as well so far at the Silverstone circuit. It's Collard now currently leading, but the margin is very, very fine.
I've got so much understeer now and a very significant lack of top speed. Oh my god. Well, what do I do? I've got no front end now.
Box.
See, this is what us Aussies' plan was this whole time.
Some commentary there from Antonio Astuti as he's moving up the grid now. It's all over the shop on this first lap. So closely packed, so tightly. Brabham there passing Hughes. It's a fight between Brabham and Hughes now as we head towards the end of this first lap. Looking for second place, allowing Collard though to build quite a margin in the lead here. It's Brabham and Hughes fighting for second. This is on board with Will Tregurtha now behind Antonio Astuti as they come down the start-finish straight. He's going to go try and round the outside. He's going to have to tuck in behind him. He doesn't have quite the pace through that first turn. Some movement at the back now. Sandy Mitchell's moved up past Hoggard. He's now third from last, just behind Tregurtha, but he's got a lot of space to make up. He's 20 seconds off the pace. This is Will Tregurtha now. Tregurtha now up to behind Astuti. The Australians bunching together. We've got a bit of a battle here coming on. Bit of a battle now. Lockie Hughes passing Sam Brabham there to take second place behind Collard. Still a couple of seconds gap.
A multi-21 now.
I've actually lost a lot of concentration from you making me laugh before, Lockie.
Showing they're having a very good time there, the onboard radio. They've got to focus now. They were 3 minutes into this race, 7 minutes remaining, and Ricky Collard is extending his advantage out the front of the field from Lockie Hughes. Can Hughes do anything to stem that advantage? A replay there of the first lap. Sandy Mitchell getting it all wrong through the first corner. So much more damage than we realised as well from early on the race. Lost the nose cone of that car. Here's Will Tregurtha's view of it. Ooh, and he just manages to avoid a crash there at the first turn. Such a close run thing there. Sandy Mitchell almost collected most of the field as he spun through backwards. And there's Jonathan Hoggard getting tipped into the gravel as well. We saw that on the first lap, collecting the tyre barrier there. Managing to continue though. Not a terrible outcome, all things considered, but obviously way off at the back of the field as well. Just gets tipped into the gravel. Not a lot he could do about it, but, well, collects the tyre barrier. I was going to say collected it through the gravel, but the tyre certainly helped him out there. And that's Sandy Mitchell's view of it. So it's all action on that first lap as we're approaching half distance for this race one. A battle here between the two Australian cars. All sorts of understeer there as we come back onto the start-finish straight. This is Lockie Hughes leading Sam Brabham. The gap still around 2.5 seconds. Getting it down now to 2.1. Is he starting to make a little bit of inroads here? Can he chase Ricky Collard down? Collard looks absolutely in control here though. Hughes not as tight as he could be through there. Through Maggots and Beckett's, down the hanger straight now. The gap, the field just spreading out gently now. The gaps between them all growing. Everyone keeping it tidy so far after a frenetic opening part of this race.
Hey Ricky, don't make a mistake, alright? Like, I know it's tempting.
Does the winning team get a foreign delicacy? Like, if you guys win, I don't know if there's much we can offer.
I see Bathurst is up for sale. Can we have that?
You can have a meat pie. I think no pressure, but all cameras on Lockie Hughes now.
I reckon Ricky.
He's still got to find 2 seconds or so.
I think Ricky's using his own setup.
Yeah.
Can we look into that?
Some good radio banter there between the drivers, all having a good time on this first race. But of course, it's going to get serious towards the end. They all want to win this one, whether or not it's a meat pie or the entirety of Bathurst up for sale. Not sure how the local council there will feel about having their track sold in an E-race, but nonetheless, the stakes are absolutely high. Lockie Hughes now, he's down to 2.5 seconds behind Ricky Collard. So Collard's certainly in the box seat as we head down towards the 3.5 minute mark remaining on this race. Can anyone make any inroads on the lead?
Sam, I reckon you should slow down and give me some draft. Bit of teamwork.
I'll make a mistake at some point, so I wouldn't worry about it too much.
I tell you, Team Britain had some good teamwork at the start of the race.
It is. It's just the same as the sledging that takes place on the Ashes field. If this is the Ashes of motorsport, then absolutely living up to the name there. Referring, of course, to that chaotic first lap when, well, there was a lot of action between the Team UK drivers, but Ricky Collard leading absolutely steadily here, having no trouble at all. In fact, extending his lead ever so slightly. Hughes absolutely cannot close that gap down. And it's Sam Brabham currently in third, about 2.5 seconds separating the leading three drivers, and a bit of a gap further back to Astuti. Can anyone do anything to close that gap with only 2.5 minutes remaining? Here's Will Tregurtha.
So it seems my ultimate pace with this front wing damage is like 5 seconds off.
That's pretty fast. for you guys.
I'm running around doing 48.4s.
I'm doing 59s with no front end on the car at all.
I think I've got some sort of front end, but not much more.
Ricky's going good, but he's going to crash soon.
Joe, the best bit, as I said just
do
before,
what Sandy did and take you guys out as well.
They're all trying to psych each other out. I don't know if it's having any effect. If anything, it's making Ricky Collard go even faster. The gap approaching 3 seconds now. He's only making it more difficult as we approach our final 90 seconds of this race. The gaps are growing only larger.
Ricky, I beg you not to milk this on social media.
I reckon I'm going to crash now. That's the last lap.
Is it last lap? Oh, I missed that.
It is. We're certainly down to our final lap. Only around a minute to go on this first race of the championship.
Can you feel the nerves now, Ricky?
Yeah, mate, I really,
Biggest win of your life?
yeah, bricking it, mate, bricking it. Joe, the best bit was I said just before we did the race, I was like, we should probably have a little chat about what we're going to do at the start. and then like the team boss, like Tom, was like, nah, you'll be fine, just don't take each other out and win. Like, yeah, sick debrief, guys.
We're going to have to talk about this, guys. You did not follow the plan.
See,
It wasn't me that did it.
I'm not
Sandy
taking
went
any
for a
of this
little
net
spin.
code stuff either.
Don't throw it away,
Sandy
Ricky.
just thought he'd try and imitate Blades of Glory on lap 1.
Not even kidding. I've almost thrown it away like 5 times on this lap.
So things are all good, of course, between Team UK. Hasn't gone exactly as they wanted it to go, but Ricky Collard leading absolutely serenely in the lead here. He's going to take the very first win from Lockie Hughes and Sam Brabham. He crosses the line for a Team UK win in the first race here at Silverstone, but it wasn't the clean sweep they'd hoped it would have been. But can they make up for it again in the next race?
Get in there, Ricky.
Oh yeah.
Double down on.
Flash your lights as you cross the line, Lockie.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we've got reverse grid after this, right?
Oh, yep, true.
Yeah, but you'll take each other out anyway.
Yeah. The starting pole again, same again.
So it seems no matter what happens, the blue cars are at the front in qualifying.
And after a troubled start for Team UK, they still managed to hang on and win on their home turf. Ricky Collard, a dominant performance to lead home Australia's Lockie Hughes by 2 seconds. Sam Brabham rounded out the final spot on the podium in third. Antonio Astuti, P4, Will Tregurtha with that wing damage wrestled home in fifth, with James Owen collecting the final point in sixth for Australia. Jonathan Hoggard, P7 and outside of the points, but takes home a solitary point for the fastest lap of the race, and pole position winner Mitchell outside the points in eighth. Let's hear from our race winner, Ricky Collard.
Yeah, no, definitely. I actually fell off my dirt bike yesterday, so my arm's pretty swollen. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But it's with the car snaps, it's quite hard to catch. But no, I was just messing around yesterday on the bike, so.
The grid is set for the second and final race here at Silverstone, and it's a sense of deja vu for pole winner Sandy Mitchell, back on the front row again in the reverse grid race alongside Jonathan Hoggard. As Jonathan Hoggard leads the field now through the final couple of corners, warming their tyres as we are about to get underway for race 2. this reverse grid race. Finished last did Jonathan Hoggard, now gets to lead the field away as he heads on to the home straight now. He's about to put his foot down. What can they make of the second race here? And they're away. Confident start by Hoggard.
Don't do it, Lockie. Don't do it.
I'm doing it.
Oh, oh no! We're gonna have to do a time.
Oh, there's chaos between the Australian drivers. This is Sam Brabham.
This is gone. Oh no! This is all your fault, Lockie. I told you not to do it.
It's up the inside.
Plenty of blame flying between the Team Australia cars. That'll have to come out in the wash later on, but the result is Jonathan Hoggard.
Looks like you guys are doing really well back there.
Just giving you a head start.
Jonathan Hoggard off to a very comfortable lead. Oh, the Australian drivers pushing themselves off. That was Lockie Hughes there, being pushed off by James Owen.
Lockie, I think you need to start using that front wing.
Let's try not to fight here.
On board now with Lockie Hughes, who's just passed James Owen, up into 5th place.
Sorry, Sam, about that before.
I think it's my internet.
I had a bit of understeer.
Where's my apology?
Antonio Estudi there, wondering whether or not he deserves an apology. He's at the back of the field now behind Sam Brabham. It's Jonathan Hoggard, though, leading.
It makes us trying to stay out of the dirty air a bit tricky, because the dirty air is everywhere now.
Hoggard leading a comfortable Team UK 1, 2, 3 and 4. All going very much according to plan, except someone's gone wide there. It's Tregurtha. He's dropped down to 3rd place now.
That was a big moment.
Sandy Mitchell, I beg your pardon. Sandy Mitchell rejoining now, but still 1, 2, 3 and 4 for Team UK. 2 minutes into this second race. Lockie Hughes, the highest placed Australian driver at the moment, ahead of James Owen, Sam Brabham and Antonio Estudi. Everything going very much according to plan, keeping it clean so far, unlike our first race, of course, where there was all sorts of chaos in the opening few minutes. That's Sandy Mitchell there slowing, and now he's fallen into the clutches of Lockie Hughes. He's going to try and make a move here. He's closing right up on him down the inside. Looks very straightforward. Sandy Mitchell didn't even make any defensive moves there, but it looks like he's fighting back, closing back on him. No room to pass there. He'll follow him through now. Onto the curbs and round, onto the straight. No opportunity to pass as they run wide off the circuit, only slightly. Can he make a move here? He's following very closely, but it is very difficult to pass through this quick part of the circuit. Having a look there, but nothing to do. Approaching now the hanger straight. Can he make a move down the end here into Stowe? He's approaching. He's gaining. He's gaining. Is he going to be close enough? No, not quite, as they tackle the right-hander there. Hard on the brakes now as they come round the final turn onto the main straight. They'll be brave enough to try something into the first turn, into Abbey, risk causing a massive crash, as was the case in that first race, but no, he's not going to have a go there. Everyone tidily through now. He's just going to have to bide his time for a moment, hope for a mistake maybe, try and cause a little bit of pressure. But Lockie Hughes keeping it absolutely tidy there. He's got this one under control for now. Here we go, the same place where he lost it. Sandy Mitchell's taken a wide line. Is he going to get a bit of exit here? He's going to have a look, but not quite close enough again. He's going to try a wide line here, try and get a bit of better traction out of the exit, but it's not going to be enough. It's still maintaining order. Hughes from Mitchell, he has a look there, but no space to move. Of course, this is now a tricky part of the track where it's going to be very hard to pass without a mistake. But he's going to stick right onto the back of his gearbox.
I hope you get a lot of aero wash here, Sandy.
And that's what Lockie Hughes is referring to there. Very hard to follow in a single-seater through this Maggots and Beckett's complex where it relies so much on downforce. This is the battle for the lead now. Jonathan Hoggard, he's got only a couple of tenths lead over Will Tregurtha. He's having a look through Stowe. Can he make anything happen through this chicane? Follows him on his gearbox. Same line through here onto the front straight now. It's going to be a little bit too far to try anything bold through the first turn. He's just going to have to follow him through this section here. Oh, he's going to try around the outside. Can he tidy this up as they run down a bit? Oh, and there's a spin!
Oh no!
Hoggard spun from the lead!
God, come on, lads. Jeez, like, what are we doing?
He's dropped.
Ping pong?
Literally.
How are you an absolute god in the F3 car and then...
Because tight line and I got on power a bit too early.
That's Jonathan Hoggard there explaining what went wrong. He's dropped down to 6th now. Will Tregurtha up into the lead. Applying a bit of pressure, you know, everyone's having a go here and it's yielded a result for him. But what can Hoggard do now? Can he recover any positions? He's only got 3.5 minutes to go. Here he is hassling James Owen now. He's going to get this move done. He's back up into... Ooh, will he get it done? Oh, he's being pushed off the track now. He's going to rejoin. Down the hangar straight there. It's a drag now down into Stowe. The Australian car with the inside line. It's going to be pressured around the outside, but you can't really get around there when you don't have any major grip differential. Down to Valley. He's held the inside through the chicane. He's going to have to go around the outside now. The long way round. A bit of a overpower there, and he's taken the position. The Australian car made a mistake on the exit. Put his foot down a little bit too early. His car fishtailed out, opened the door, and that move is done. Jonathan Hoggard now up to 5th. But is James Owen going to be able to fight back from here? The gap has widened slightly. And it looks like he's got it absolutely under control from here. So only one Australian now is disrupting what would have been a perfect top 4 for Team UK, with Lockie Hughes up into 3rd. It's Tregurtha from Collard, Hughes from Mitchell. Then comes Hoggard. James Owen is 6th. Sam Brabham is 7th. And it's Antonio Estudi at the back of the field at the moment. Only 10 seconds separate the top 5. But with only 1 minute 50 remaining, and with a fair bit of field spread at the moment, it's going to take a big move from someone to make any difference between now and the end of this race. Owen increasing, moving slightly closer there, but nowhere near enough.
Okay, Ricky, surely you're going to make a mistake.
Lockie Hughes on board now. That's James Collard. Ricky Collard ahead of him. Oh, no. Lockie Hughes has had a spin.
Oh, what was that, Lockie?
Nice.
No, you didn't. Oh, Lockie.
1, 2, 3, 4 boys. Formation.
Oh, no.
Oh, Lockie, I was actually gutted for you.
But I didn't even know what happened. I think I touched the curb on the inside or something.
And that's Team UK back in a dominant position, controlling the top 4 of this race. It's been a pretty poor race so far for Team Australia. Can they get any consolation here? Can Lockie Hughes recover any pride here and try and crack back into the top 4? It's going to be difficult. Only 30 seconds remaining. Tregurtha up front, though, absolutely in control of this race, stretching his advantage. Almost 6 seconds now. It's going to be difficult for Australia to do anything from here. Tregurtha in control. Once he seized the lead, pressuring into a mistake, he took control of the lead. He hasn't looked back since. He's only built up his advantage. The clock has ticked to 0 now. This is the final lap. Through the final section of turns. Onto the main straight, and it's Will Tregurtha who's taken win in race 2 for Team UK. That's a Team UK clean sweep of the first 2 races in this cup. And there's some dangerous donuts going on at the end of the main straight. Oh, some cars coming through very, very quickly. Wouldn't ordinarily be permissible, but in this championship, well, it's the end of the race and it's in the virtual world. Well, it was a perfect start for Team UK on home turf, no less, and Will Tregurtha claiming honours in the reverse grid finale. Race 1 winner Ricky Collard doubles his podium appearances in second place, 6 seconds adrift, and right behind him, Sandy Mitchell rounding out the Team UK podium lockout in third. Jonathan Hoggard made it a UK clean sweep in fourth, with Lockie Hughes, the first Australian in fifth, ahead of Brabham, Astuti and Owen. With a clean sweep of pole and 2 race wins, it's no surprise that Team UK lead the standings on 39 points. Plenty to play for though, Team Australia not far behind on 31 points. Of course, next week it's an Aussie favourite, it's a world favourite, it's Mount Panorama, Bathurst. Until then, we'll see you next week for the second round of the Home Nations Cup, a Motorsport UK and Motorsport Australia partnership.